Alright guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be doing a showcase on the AGL Cell, who is ongoingly featured on the Halloween banner on Global right now. So I feel like a lot of you might have pulled him. So I want to do a showcase on him just to kind of show off how good he could be rainbowed level 10 links on a 200% team with a lot of support. Because I've seen a lot of talk about this guy not really being the greatest, and I think I've even said a couple things about that too. But I do still want to say that I think he's a very good unit. I just think considering the impact he has on his teams and everything, he probably could have been just a hair bit better. But I don't know. I guess we'll determine that at the end of the video when we rank him, which make sure you stay for that because we are going to do a ranking system of him at the end of the video. And yeah, so we're taking him in the Bojack fight first because I want to get the multiple enemy buff that he has in his passive, which we'll go over in a minute when we read his passive. And then I'll take him in the Legendary Vegeta event just to get a kind of showcase him a little bit more like consistently with you know, him stacking attack and everything, because I just want to take him in here just so we can get the multiple enemy buff, and then we'll go in the Legendary Vegeta event. Or maybe we'll just do this and then that's it. It depends how good this run is right here, but yeah. So before we get into it though, and read his passive and everything, I do just want to say, you know, make sure you guys like and subscribe because I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me lately. It's been really motivating. I really just appreciate it. And you know, with me making videos on my new God of War channel too, which if you don't know about that, make sure you check that out if you're into God of War or anything. It's kind of a gaming channel I'm doing right now. I will do videos on any games that I feel like that aren't Dragon Ball related. But for now, with Ragnarok coming out soon, I want to do videos on that. But yeah, again, I just really appreciate the support, guys. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So we have AGL Cell here, who is probably, I would still say at least like a top 5 best TUR in the game. I would probably put him as the 5th. No, I gotta say top 10. He's not the 5th. I mean, if he started as this guy turn 1, I would say he was in the top 5. But unfortunately, he doesn't. So does kind of ruin it a little for him. But let's just get into his kit. So for his leader skill, we have Androids that Cell Saga and Power Absorption 170, and then the extra 30% is to Androids. Pretty solid leader skill right there. For his super attack effect, we have raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage to enemy. I like how he stacks attack. It's really nice that he's stacking attack throughout his first 2 transformations because it just makes his attack stats when he's in perfect form even crazier. So yeah, and then the defense by 30% for 1 turn is amazing, obviously, especially considering he has additionals built into his kit. So, okay. So we have attack and defense plus 170%, and then an additional attack and defense plus 30% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense plus 80% and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack, plus 18% when facing 2 or more enemies, and then an additional attack and defense plus 70% and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 17% when facing 3 or more enemies, and then medium chance of launching an additional super attack when HP is 50% or more, and then absorbs Android 17 when conditions are met. Now, the conditions for him to absorb are extremely easy. It's just like the Tech Exchange Boo. It's just from the 3rd turn and then the next attacking turn once you get into this guy for the perfect form. So, pretty easy conditions right there. It's the exact same super attack effect. And then for the second form Cell's passive, okay, we have attack and defense plus 180%, and then an additional attack and defense plus 40% when performing a super attack, and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 17% when performing... Okay, I messed up there. I was doing so good too. I was just going through it, beaming. I didn't mess up at all. But of course, the inevitable stutter happened. So, okay. So he has a chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 17%, and then an additional attack and defense plus 120%, and chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 18% when facing 2 or more enemies, and then medium chance of launching an additional super attack when HP is 50% or more, and then absorbs Android 18 when conditions are met. So 120% attack and defense when facing only 2 enemies is a very big deal. So this guy could look a lot better as long as you have 2 or more enemies on the field. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. 120% is a very, very big number. And then for this guy, unfortunately, he doesn't stack attack anymore, but I still like that he did stack attack for the first 2 transformations. So his super attack effect is only raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so it's just a 30% buff, but it's still nice. And then the immense damage, obviously, that as most TURs have. And then for his passive, we have attack and defense plus 250%, and then an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack, and then chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 35%, and then an additional attack and defense plus 50% when facing only 1 enemy, and then high chance of launching an additional super attack when HP is 50% or more. So I really like how this guy has the built-in additional chances. I do still think you should go full additional with him just because he gets that defense on super attack, and he already has built-in crits, so, you know, there's not really much use for giving him crit. I mean, right here, obviously, he is built full crit, but I do think you should go full additional for sure. No skill orbs on this guy, and then the links and categories we'll go over at the end of the video when I rank him. So, oh, actually, I almost forgot. He does have a rage mode, and his rage mode is, like, amazing. So he doesn't do anything on super attack effect other than just raising attack temporarily, but he gets ki +2 and performs a critical hit. That is so crucial. That is, like, amazing. This is, like, the perfect giant form character passive right here. He gets ki and then all guaranteed crits. It's amazing because with the ki, it allows you to do super attacks, which is what you want to do, because if you're not getting super attacks off with the giant forms, you're not doing any damage at all. And even when you get the super attacks off, it's damage for sure. It's free damage, so it's nice, but it's still not that much. But considering this guy is doing guaranteed crits, it makes it so much more useful, and it really makes you want to get this off with this guy. It's not like it happens and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that could happen. You really want to go out of your way to do it because he's doing a lot of damage. So yeah, I do want to change this really quick because it is a red zone stage, so we probably should kind of try with the items here and not just bring a bunch of random stuff. So yeah, I think we'll just go with this. This should be fine. Just bring the aider just in case we get a little low. On HP, we can get that defense and heal. So unfortunately, we got both of them in the second rotation, which sucks. That is horrible. But I guess it's all right. It is what it is. I'll slap them in slot 1. I'll rotate you off, and yeah, we'll just do this. So this is a pretty good rotation for everyone here. Actually, technically, everyone here has, I think, 80% support, so that's pretty good. All right, we took a little bit of damage, but after super attack, they'll be fine. And remember that they absorb the ki blast super attacks and heal from it. So, and I think they get, is it 39% attack and defense when performing a super attack? So, okay, okay, yeah, that too, 10 million. Yeah, okay. I should have checked his defense. If his defense was crazy there, then that was just a very good turn. A lot of support there, though. Keep that in mind. But 10 million is still a good attack stat. All right. So, are we getting super attack right here? All right, we are. How much are we taking? Okay, a little over 100k. Not bad at all. Okay, so this is a horrible turn. We have no links, and we have both of them right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop a Ghost Usher because this turn is bad. I guess maybe at least we could get to see how much, like, damage they're doing in, like, base form without any links or anything like that. And only the first one's going to be able to super attack. So this is a very bad turn, but I guess that's what happens when you get unlucky rotations. So still 4 million. Not that bad, actually, considering he has no links active, no support, none of that. And we're still at a little over 4 million, which is pretty solid, I'd say for sure, because we have the additional chance right there, and we have the crit and dodge chance. So that is looking kind of impressive, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm going to put you in slot 1. I'm going to attack you, though, because I don't want you to kill. How much defense are you at? 522k. Dude, that's crazy. 522k is really good. Oh my god. I don't want this cell to kill anyone, because remember, I want to keep as many enemies alive as possible, because it's the whole reason we're coming in here. Granted, I probably shouldn't have given these androids so many orbs. I just really want to see how good they could look, and we're type disadvantage right now anyway, so as long as we don't crit, we're fine. Of course we crit. Okay, but we didn't get an additional or anything, so whatever, it works out. And then these guys shouldn't kill because we got type disadvantage. Yeah, only 3.7 million attack stat too. And then the cell at the end, I didn't even get an 18 key with him, so he should be fine. And yeah, the Bujin is sealed, so I think that's how his name is. I think it's Bujin. And we're healing right here too. Although this is AoE, I kind of forgot about that. Okay, yeah, we didn't kill though. Okay, so we finally got a somewhat decent rotation with him. This is pretty good right here. I believe we have the second form cell on rotation with him, who's providing most of his links and 40% support. So yeah, we have everything except for shocking speed active right here, and we're at 317k defense. So we do have everything in his passive active because we're facing 3 enemies. So yeah, everything in his passive is activated. No, okay, so it's when facing 2 enemies. So I guess we could have killed someone on that last rotation. But yeah, so, I mean, dude, 317k defense is really good considering we're getting 30% on super attack, which is going to get us to, what? 400k? A little over 400k? Or over 400k. And then the 30% from his super attack effect is going to get him to, like, almost 600k. So we're almost 600k defense, and we could get an additional because he has it built in, right? It's a medium chance, I believe. Yeah, it's a medium chance of performing a super attack when HP is 50% or more, and we are 50% or more on HP. So we have that medium chance activated, and we can perform another, and then we would be approaching 1,000,000 defense. So I should have gotten a super attack off of him. That kind of sucks. So yeah, we could be getting 1,000,000 defense on this turn, and we are at a... Okay, so we're taking a super right there, but that was before super attack. We're at a 9.5 million attack stat, and we're almost at 700k defense. I would say that's pretty damn good. Can we get the additional? We can for 9.999. So yeah, we're almost at 1,000,000 defense right now, which is pretty crazy to think about. I'd like to see him get super attack now. So can we get super attack? It'd be type disadvantage, but okay, no, we can't. Yeah, we did take some damage, but just keep in mind this guy is a slot 2 and 3 unit, so taking a super attack in slot 1 without a dodge for sure will be pretty devastating. You will take a lot of damage. But, okay, so now we're getting this one off, which we still have 2 enemies, right? I know I literally just saw it, but I have the memory of a goldfish. Yeah, still 2 enemies. Okay, cool. So 2 enemies, but we have very bad links on this turn. We're only going to have 3 active, but we've got 40% support, so we're at 253k defense, which is pretty good. For sure solid. I'll go ahead and just get that with you, and then I'll do... I was hoping those STR orbs would fall. Okay, alright, well, I'll just get that with you, and then... Yeah, we'll do that with you. So he's a little over 300k defense, so right here we're at... a little over 500k, which is pretty good. I would say that's pretty good considering we don't have big bad bosses or anything like that activated. What attack slot are we looking at here? Because if this is good, then well, yeah, 6.5. I mean, with the medium chance of performing an additional, that's not horrible. Or we are above 50% HP, right? Yeah, we are, okay. Just barely. We're up to 6.9, which is pretty good, pretty good. For sure solid. I think we're at like 800k defense right now. Maybe a little bit more, which I guess that is kind of crazy thinking about it. 800k defense with almost 7 million attack stat. That is pretty good. So, okay. So now we're getting this. So we're getting the perfect form off now. So, I mean, I guess maybe we don't have to go into the legendary Vegeta event after this. Maybe we could just stay here. So we're at 329k defense. We do have 20% support, or 40% support right here. We're getting 50% attacking defense on super attack. We have the 35% chance to dodge and crit. We have the high chance of an additional, and we're getting the 30% on super attack effect. So that's not horrible. He is at almost 600k defense right here. So I would say that's for sure pretty good. I really don't want this guy to kill in slot 1, but I have a feeling he is. So I'm going to do that and just pray he doesn't get a crit or additional or anything. And then the cell in slot 3 can heal a little with this, hopefully. Because, you know what? Screw it. I think I'm just going to go for the win. So 3.5, yeah, that's a little lower because we don't have any support for him. So hopefully this doesn't kill. Okay. No! No! What are you doing to me? Don't crit. Don't crit. Perfect. Okay. So 9 million. Very high number right there, considering we have a high chance of an additional, and we have a 35% chance to crit. That is very good for sure. So now we're getting this guy's transformation off. Pretty nice animation, I'd say. Looks alright. I mean, nothing too crazy going on, though. It's just cell absorbing 18, so... you know. Okay, so this could be problematic, actually. As long as we don't... We do have 40% support right here, but as long as we don't, like... Okay, so he needs to be dodging in slot 3, and we need to dodge these first attack. Or this, like, cannot be a, This first attack cannot be a super attack or else we're dead. Okay, so how much are we taking? Okay, 58k for sure is pretty bad, but we don't have big bad bosses or anything like that active, so that does kind of suck. Good attack stat, and then we did get the additional, so defensively we're looking pretty good right here. We would for sure be able to tank. I think we'd be able to live a super attack. Get supered? Okay. I forget if his super attack is a melee. I think it is a melee, so we could get destroyed right here if we get super attacked. So don't super me. Okay, perfect. He needs to be guarding. So we could for sure die right here. Just guard for me, 16. Do me a little favor. You got a high chance, you know, you might as well just get it off. Okay. Of course you didn't get it off. But it's okay because we have items and stuff. And also I have this active skill which I am 100% going to pop. Ooh. You know what? No, we got to do this. We got to do this. So I'm going to do the rage mode just so we can get the critical hits off and all that. Yeah. Yeah. Bam, he gets buff. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's do that. So, I mean, yeah, right here, he's going to be doing a lot of damage because, unfortunately, we couldn't get a super attack with the one in the middle, but because he's getting these crits off, yeah, 3 million with the crit, so, I mean, yeah, 1.9 million damage is for sure pretty good. If that wasn't a crit, though, that would be pretty unimpressive, but, you know, they're all guaranteed crits, so. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's actually pretty good. It's just a lot of free damage to get in. Even the normals do a little bit of damage, so I guess that's something. Again, almost 3 million guaranteed crit right here, so it's going to be, yeah, 1.92 million damage. Do we get another turn of this? If we do, that's pretty useful. Okay, we don't. So it's just one turn, but, I mean, still, that's good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use this now for sure. I forgot to turn the skip on, but it's okay. We'll just watch this. Yeah, these guys have aged very good. I think these guys are for sure one of the best aging Dokkanfest, especially because they released before the 200% meta. So, considering that that they released before the 200% meta, they're still very, very good. So I find that pretty impressive. Actually, I'm gonna get that with you. Sorry about that. I had a technical difficulty, but yeah, right now we're at over 300k defense with him, which is very, very good because the 50% will put us at 450k. A little bit above that because there's the 17k right there, but around 450k. And then the 30% will put us closer to 600k defense. And keep in mind, if we were just a little bit more HP, or if we had just a little bit more, we would have that high chance of an additional, which I think it judges that by start of turn. So, like, yeah, I mean, I know we just healed HP to get us over 50%, but I don't believe that it's active. I think it's if you're at 50% or more from start of turn, so. 9 million. Very good again, considering we have a 35% chance to crit, and we could have had a very good chance to do an additional. And then 7 million with them. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Can we get a crit here just to make it go by a little quicker? I do think we're probably going to die, though, because he has type disadvantage in the final phase. So we're at 330k defense right here. We have, like, every link active right here. Okay, yeah, we have every link active except for Attack of the Clones. You know what? I think I'm just going to slap him in slot 1. No, I want to... Yeah, he has type advantage, so he's just going to tank better. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll do that. And, let's see how we're looking on this turn. Are we taking double digits? Yeah, we are. Okay. So don't super. Okay, he didn't. So 7.4. Pretty good. If we could not get a crit or additional here, because I don't want him to kill. I just want to do some damage, and then... Yeah, this out. So 8.6. Pretty good again. Pretty good. I guess I can see how... Maybe if this is, like, around or about what he's going to be getting... is 8.6 and, 600k defense. I guess I could see how that could be somewhat unimpressive at some times because, I mean, if you're running these difficult events and you're running 2 of these cells, because he is kind of the android's leader. He doesn't even have androids in the categories that he buffs, except for the 30%. But on global right now, we don't have Gamma 1 and 2. So this guy is probably like the only one who would be even remotely close to an android's 200%. So this guy is going to be your leader, and if you're running 2 of him, that for sure could be kind of difficult in some events, because this guy he performs well, but I guess mainly the issue is he's just a slot 2 and 3 unit. So that could kind of hold you back in a lot of stuff, especially if you're running 2 of them, and there's not many androids slot 1 and 2, just 1 units. The only one I can think of is Android 17 and 18 would be alright. I mean, they can get to high defense if you get lucky with orbs, and they counter the Ki Blast super attacks. I can't think of any other slot 1 android units. I mean, this guy could be a slot 1 android unit, but you have to get that high chance of guard, which we have right now because we have type advantage, but if we didn't have that active, that would for sure be very detrimental to us. I think probably we would just die regardless in like any event. Okay, so we did get sealed right here, which kind of sucks, but we're at 300k defense, so not horrible, I guess. I think we're dead here. I'm not worried about popping any items. If we die, we die. I still think this is a pretty good showcase so far, so I mean, if it ends here, I'm perfectly fine with that. Can we survive though, just to see? Okay, don't we counter this? No, we don't. Is that not a key-based super attack? Okay, I kind of thought that would be a key-based super attack. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so we are dead. I mean, yeah, I think that was a pretty good showcase of him. So we'll hop into the ranking system. But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good showcase considering... Oh, okay, that did download. That was a pretty good showcase of him considering we got to see a lot of, how good he could tank with things. Unfortunately, the androids couldn't tank right there, but that had nothing to do with Cell. He still was able to get very high attack stats, I'd say. So yeah, let's hop into the ranking system. Okay, guys, here we are with the rating system. I do want to say before we get into it, like I do in every video, these are ranked 1 through 7 with Dragon Balls. So if you see like 3 out of 7 Dragon Balls, or if you just see 3 Dragon Balls, that is 3 out of 7. So yeah, but obviously I put Dragon Balls there just so you can kind of visualize it a little bit better. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So starting with attack, I gave him a 5 out of 7. I think a 5 out of 7 is a pretty fair number considering offensively at the first two transformations, he can look a little lackluster offensively. He does have the additional chances still, but those are restricted behind having 50% or more HP, which I think most of the time you'll probably be above, but if you take him in these really hard events, you could probably get slapped pretty hard, especially if, you have those 2 cells as the leader and they're both untransformed and stuff like that. So, yeah, that could be a little wonky at certain times, but I mean, he does still have the chance, which is nice. And then he does have the crit chance, which, I mean, that is pretty good. I gotta say, it's very good in his perfect form, but in his semi-perfect and imperfect form, it's only like a 17%, and you need, or I mean, I think it goes up to a 35% chance, but you need you need to be facing 3 or more enemies, and then you need to be facing 2 enemies for 1, so then it kind of, I don't know, it's just really wonky, I'll say that. So that for sure is a little bit of a letdown, but in his perfect state, I mean, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, if he just stayed at his perfect state throughout the whole fight, like he started as it and ended as it, I think this is probably one of the best TURs in the game, because once he gets to this state in his performance, he is just great, offensively, defensively, everything. So yeah, but I would say his attack is pretty much just carried by his perfect form, because his perfect form, I mean, the additional chance is still locked behind having 50% or more health, but defensively he's just so much better, so it's going to be easier to stay above that margin, and it's a high chance of getting an additional instead of just a medium chance. So I really do like the unit, and just in general, or a high chance of getting an additional super, I should say, not just an additional. So yeah, offensively, I think in his perfect form he's great, but in the semi-perfect and imperfect, he can look a little lackluster. But alright, so moving on to his defense, I also gave it a 5 out of 7, because he can get very crazy defensively in his perfect form. But again, a lot of this is just going to revolve around him being not good enough in the first 2 transformations, because in his imperfect form and semi-perfect, he doesn't have that full passive, because you're really most of the time only facing 1 enemy, and even if you're facing multiple enemies, I mean, I don't know. I still feel like, I mean, he's good when you're facing multiple enemies, but he's still a slot 2 and 3 unit. So, I mean, it does kind of, make it a little bit like less utilized, or he can just become less utilized because he's a slot 2 and 3 unit, and especially if you're running 2 of them on the team, that becomes a hassle because then you gotta have a slot 1 unit, and there's not really that many slot 1 Android units, so that could become a little bit of a hassle also, and all that. But when he's transformed into his perfect state, he has that 35% chance to dodge, and then defensively, he has it like, well, he has the high chance of getting the super instead of a medium chance, like I said. So you have even a better chance of getting all those supers off. And then defensively, he's getting even crazier with the additionals. And, you know, that 35% chance to dodge really, really helps out a lot. So, I mean, at least I felt like I've gotten it active a good amount of times for it to be more than noticeable. So yeah, defensively, I think a 5 out of 7 is pretty fair. Once again, like I said, for like the 5th time, if this guy started off in his perfect form, just had a 35% chance to dodge and had all that defense and additional chance and all that, I could see this easily being like a 6 or 7 out of 7 instead of a 5 out of 7. But unfortunately, you start off as imperfect and semi-perfect, so it does kind of ruin it a little. And then links, we have a 5 out of 7. I do believe his links are all right. He's got stuff like Flea and like Wall Standing Tall and Messenger from the Future, which are kind of bad links, I'm not going to lie. But considering you're only really running this guy on an Android's team, you're really getting those active with most of the cells. So, except for like Flea. Flea, you're only going to really get active with like the Prime Battle Cell. And I don't know why you'd be running the Prime Battle Cell. So yeah, I mean, other than that, though, he's got really good links. Like Big Bad Bosses is great. Nightmare is great because it helps him work better with a lot of extreme class units. Shocking Speed is great. Fierce Battle is great. The Wall Standing Tall is a little bit of a wonky link, but it helps him work with some Majin Buu units. So that for sure is pretty good. And then Messenger from the Future, it really just helps him work better with a lot of the cells. So for sure, not really too much to talk about there. But I do still think links-wise, he's looking pretty good. And then for categories, I also gave him a 5 out of 7. I just realized this guy is all 5 out of 7. That was not intentional, but I mean, I guess that's a good way to kind of sum up the unit. Categories, he's actually looking not horrible. He's got Android/Cell Saga, Power Absorption, Androids, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Artificial Life Forms, Target Goku, Sworn Enemies, Accelerated Battle, Worldwide Chaos, and Exploding Rage. These teams are good. The only like issue is that they need 200% leaders, and I could see a lot of these teams getting buffs as just as time goes on, because Dokkan is really giving these smaller niche categories a lot of attention. Like stuff like Worldwide Chaos is gonna get like Cell Max on it when he comes out. Sworn Enemies, that's pretty much all freezes, so of course there's gonna be more freezes that come out. So I could see that getting buffed a lot. Accelerated Battle, once that gets a good leader, then I think that'd be a great team to run him on. Exploding Rage is kind of bad right now, but once like the AGL Bardock gets his EZA, once we get a good 200% leader for that team's going to become crazy. Target Goku is a little bit of a weird category right now, but again, if we get a good 200% leader skill for it, and maybe a couple good supports, I think that team could become crazy. Artificial Life Forms, I don't think we have a 200% lead for that. So yeah, I mean, if we get a 200% leader for that, maybe the Kid Buu can be like Artificial Life Forms and I don't know, Majin Buu Saga, and like an LR Kid Buu is what I'm talking about. Which I do think we'd be getting soon. I mean, come on, how many people want an LR Kid Buu? They got to do it eventually. So yeah, Artificial Life Forms, I can see getting buffs in the future. Time Travelers, we're gonna get a lot of buffs for that once global we get the LR Gallica unit. Once we get them, their celebration is going to bring a lot of Time Traveler buffs. Transformation Boost, I mean, it needs a 200% for sure, but I mean, we still got a good leader with the STR Cooler because he's just crazy. Androids, a pretty good category right now. A lot of buffs coming for that with the Gamma 1 and 2, the Cell Max, and everything, so that category is going to become crazy. Power Absorption for sure needs a little bit more help, but I think just with, a good leader and a couple more good units added onto it, I think it'd become good. And then Android/Cell Saga is kind of a mid category. It's all right. I feel like it's like kind of in the a little bit above average. It's got a couple hard hitters for sure, but as long as we get like the easy A's for the AGL Gohan and the Int Cell, I think then that category would probably be one of the like a top tier category. So yeah, I mean, categories, it really just revolves around that these categories just get buffs over time, and I see a lot of these categories getting buffed. So especially because the time, that it is right now with superhero coming out too, and the cell coming out, then obviously the that cell max is gonna share a lot of categories with this guy. So I could for sure see this guy working a lot better with him. So yeah, that's been the video though. Let me know what you think of my take on the cell. Let me know if you agree, if you completely disagree. For sure, just explain why. And yeah, that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.